Hello everyone and welcome back to Kentucky Garden Gal. I'm Nancy and it is Thrifting Thursday. And I am attempting to film this in my dining room. Lucy has already knocked the camera off once. Here she comes, so we'll see if she's gonna settle down and let me do this video. But I wanted to tell you that it is Friday when I'm putting this video up. We have just had a busy week. Nothing has been wrong. We just had lots of appointments and getting things done. So everything that I'm about to show you today came from Portland Cares in Portland, Tennessee, and I paid $40 for it. And to be quite honest with you, it has been in my car for over a week. And as I was unpackaging this and unloading it on the table, I'd forgotten half of what I bought. So it was like I got to see it again for the first time. And I also want to mention something to you all. I have come across this page. You know I love my pages on Facebook. There is a page called Divine Theater, and I will put the name up for you, and I'll put a screenshot of her page. But this young woman, she must be in her 30s, I'm just guessing. She is married, her husband is a police officer, they live in Chicago, Illinois, and she lives just in a subdivision, like a standard house. It's a bigger house, but she has transformed this house. If you didn't know anything and you looked at her pictures, you would think it was in France and it was a chateau. It is absolutely amazing. And the majority of her items that she uses is thrifted items. I noticed that she does a lot of shopping on Facebook Marketplace, but her I mean, I'm not even in her league in no way whatsoever. But if you like, you can go check her page out. If you like her look, you know, it's just amazing what all she does. So with all that being said, let's get started on this week's video and let me show you some of the things I picked up. So this little egg plate, this was $2.50, and there was actually two there, and this on the back of the other one, it had telefloral and made in Portugal, but all of the red was gone off of the chicken. So I just decided to buy this one since it still had the red on it, and then I'll write on the back where this came from, because chances are by tomorrow I will have forgotten it. But this is probably a vintage piece, and I just think it's so neat. First of all, it's a chicken, but you can put your deviled eggs, and then you could put something else there in the center. So I really liked that. Now, you know I love my crosses, and I really love cast iron. That's exactly what this is. It's very ornate. It was $1. So, you know, that kind of just had to slip in my buggy. Okay, let me show you this. This was $1.50. Look how pretty that is and ornate. And you might think, well, why would you only buy one and what would you use it for? This is so nice. We happen to have our beds catty-cornered in the bedrooms. So then we have the two walls that come out. And this is just perfect to just put beside your bed, like with arm's length, to put the remote on, or a glass of water, or something that you would need. And even though these used to intimidate me until I learned that you take a piece of tape, and I like to use masking tape just because it's easier, and you put this, you roll out your masking tape, put it right in the center where the hole goes, put it where you want it, and then put your nails at the corner, and it's just easy. It's so easy. So I actually got this for Cameron's room. I thought that was cute. Okay, I found this little girl, and she has a bird in her hand. It's made out of resin. It was $2.50. And I wasn't sure where, but I'll tuck her somewhere, more than likely outside, either on one of the porches or somewhere in the garden, maybe where she's protected and won't get too much weather damage. But I just thought she was so cute. Look how cute she is. Alrighty, this is just a box, and I love the way that it looks. I love the size of it, and I use these, like I might set this on my desk and put pins in it, and that way you have something that you use every day. It's hidden, but it's right there where you need it. And I paid, looks like $2.50 for this too. So I thought that was a really nice, it's just a little wooden box with a top. This, I really, I was on the fence about, but it's Linux, and it was $1.50. I did open it up to see what it was, and this is one of those things, this isn't necessarily my style, but you know, if I had a friend and I went to her house and noticed that she had something like this, I would just give it to her. Look how adorable this is. This is, I mean, it's still in the package, still in the original box. Look at that. Just a little something to sit around for Halloween, but it was $1.50. I just thought it was so adorable. I had to have that. So we will put that back. Okay, so I always have to look at the glasses. Like I could fit one more glass in my house, but this is obviously a vintage whiskey glass. And no, I'm not a big whiskey drinker, but I have a son-in-law that appreciates bourbon, so I always try to keep a bottle of good, and plus we're in Kentucky where bourbon is made, so I always try to keep a good bottle of bourbon, and I thought that would be such a nice glass. And I don't even know how much this was, maybe 50 cents. There was only, I would have liked to have had a pair, but I was happy with just the one because usually Luis is the only one that wants to drink the bourbon. Okay, are you behaving, Lucy? I found these and I wanted to show these to you. They were 50 cents a piece. So this obviously is a candlestick holder, and you can buy these anytime you find these that has the little protective covers on. Pick those up. I learned this trick from Catherine Strange at the Hennington House in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. She taught me this thrifting trick. So then you can take a votive candle and put down in there, and it just so happened that there were two of these, a little bit different heights, but for $2 total. You know, you can use these, you can tie ribbons, you can decorate them, you could use them anywhere that you're trying to create a tablescape or a vignette or something like that. So the next thing that I found, and let me put my glasses on, this was a pumpkin souffle, and it's distributed by Old East Main Company, and I'm not familiar with that, but I did take this top off. This was $4.25. This, and you know, candles are expensive. It's probably been lit one time, but that's something that I can set in the living room or in the kitchen, and with you know, use it all through October and November. So, and then when it's finished, I have this really beautiful amber colored container that I can use that has the top on it. So I will I will recycle this candle. I'll take the label off and then I'll use the amber color for something. If I put that over there, Lucy is going to play with it the entire time, so I will just stick it back. I found this wicker basket. It was $2, and I love the base on it. It has like a brass base. Again, you can use this in so many different ways. You could put fruit in it. You could put Christmas balls in it. It's just one of those pieces that is so versatile. So I went ahead and picked that up. Now, what I actually went in to the thrift store to look for was a lamp, and I wanted it to be a heavy lamp because I set a lamp outside on my front porch, and I turn it on at night, and it just adds a really soft ambiance to the front porch. So there's a little bit of light. If somebody were to come to the front door in the middle of the night, there is some light there. This isn't going to blow off. And the one that I had out there for years. I love it. It is it's a pineapple lamp, and it wouldn't twist. Where you turn the light on and off, that would just break. I didn't know how to repair it. So this was $5, the shade was $2, so for $7 I replaced it. And what I want to look and see if I can do is take that lamp and turn it into a bird bath. I've seen people do that, so I'm going to see if I can't turn that lamp into a bird bath and then use that somewhere out in the garden. So we will just keep recycling. And we just have a few more things. I didn't want to I put these back here. I saw these pillows and I noticed that they were Plow and Hearth. Plow and Hearth it's a really good company, and these are outside cushions. And they were a little bit more faded than I would have liked to have seen, but these will be so nice to put on the swing, the wooden swing that is close to the magnolia tree this summer. And I've been using a lot of the sage green in my decor, so that'll just carry the theme around the corner to where this swing is. And there was 2 of these, and I believe her pillows are $1.50. I'm not quite sure. There's not really a price on those individually. So there was actually 2 of these, and Plow and Hearth. So those will be handy. All right, so I do want to open this. I am, as you know, I have my dad's house at his farm in East Tennessee, and we are slowly but surely through thrifting, working on his house to turn it into a place that we can use for our family. My daughter Portia, she loves to go up with friends, and they just usually they can't spend more than a weekend, but Cameron and I are getting ready to go pretty soon, and we're going to do a lot of planting in the fall, a lot of trees and perennials and shrubs, things like that. But I'm taking up a day bed. There's a little area off of the den that has a sofa in it, but when you sit on the sofa, like, you really can't watch TV in the den. So I'm gonna transition that more to like a bedroom, and I actually have a day bed with a trundle bed under it. So that will open that up to sleeping 2 more people. We could, use the day bed alone, or you could pop it up and separate it, or 2 people could sleep on it as a king-size bed. So I have been looking for bedding. Be careful, sweetie. I've been looking for bedding, and I came across, this was still in the package, and look at this. Look how beautiful. And that will just, it's only a top flat sheet, but I can just get a sheet, like, a tan sheet, cream sheet, something to go on that. But I love this sheet. I just thought it was so pretty. And I think it'll go very nicely. Are you gonna sit in my lap? Where are you gonna go? You can sit in my lap. Alrighty, so I was looking for baskets. Another thing that I was specifically looking for, I had bought a staghorn fern and I thought I wanted to mount it. So what I will eventually use this for is to put the staghorn fern, and I will mount it right here in the corner. But after looking at my staghorn fern, and I'll put a picture of it up on the screen, it's really too small to mount right now. It needs to grow up just a little bit. So I just ended up repotting it. I'll let it grow for about a year, and then I'll use this to mount my staghorn fern in. So this was another thing that I picked up. It is a quote by Ronald Reagan, and if you've been watching this channel, you know that Cameron loves anything to do with presidents. So we will take this to his room at the farm. It's all in presidents, and we'll take that up there. It was just a nice little canvas framed print, and I paid $1.50 for it. And this is the very last thing that I'll show you. And when I saw this, first of all, it's a tin, and tins are so great for storing things in. I especially like to use them out in my flower room. I like to use them at the farm, because if you are in a situation where there's any possibility that mice can get into anything, you can put it in a tin and it is totally protected. So it was a big tin. It had flowers on it, so it checked 2 boxes, and it was Crabtree and Evelyn. And I recognize this from my days at Opryland Hotel, and in the suites, I worked in the housekeeping department, and in the suites, we had Crabtree and Evelyn products that we would put out for our guests, and they're very high end. They just smell great. So I'm just thrilled. And whoever had this really had a nice gift. It mentions on the back what all is in this. But I will use this to store, it's really good for seeds. It's really good for a lot of papers maybe that you want to keep. And I have a lot of my grandfather's papers that unfortunately mice did get into, and so what's left I want to try to protect, and I may end up taking this to the farm, and this would be an excellent way to store those papers. And it was just things that pertain to the farm, and the children receipts from when his children were born, and it just amazing things. So that may be what I use this for. That would protect them going forward for the next generation. But that's what I picked up, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I know Miss Joyce will tell me that she's always stitching something, and that she takes a break and sits down and watches this, and I always appreciate her comments. So hi, Miss Joyce, I hope you're having a great day, and all of you too. And we will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.